Well, with my input, they'll be hard.
Yeah.
Whoa, here we are, ready. Episode 4. All right, Jonathan. I'm ready whenever you are. Oh, look at you're a pro. Look, he knows how to button up the top button. It's like you've been on TV before.
Come on.
This is not your first rodeo, I can tell.
I don't have a horse and not know how to ride.
All right, let's see what we got here.
So, just so I have the order correct, it's
Yes.
gonna go Kent first.
Yes, sir.
So happy I got that name right.
Thank you. Perfect.
And then Lydia, and then Jeffrey at the end.
Right on.
Right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'm just about ready. I'm gonna get the other two people programmed in, and then we're golden. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. I love it.
What do you want me to emphasize? If there's anything special you want me to make sure we talk about?
Well, definitely how employers can leverage all the wonderful things, right? The luncheon, the seminars.
Right.
Also the credits. I think that's crucial for people to know. Because one of the things I'm going to talk about today, just real briefly, is just that how Houston was voted one of the most entrepreneurial places in the country with U of H and then Rice. And so that'll kind of help lend itself to the conversation. So that'll be a fun conversation. Well, at least I think it'll be a fun.
Well,
thing
let's
to talk
find out
about.
how fun it is. Good morning, funsters.
I'm a little biased.
Good morning,
Sure.
new funsters.
Hello. What did Anchorman say? It was like red rubber road. My Scotch likes. You know the practice of
Tony Tennille. Red Rover.
Okay, y'all haven't started yet.
Red rubber ball.
I'm not sure which camera it is, but one of these, see, it's not centered right here. See how it's like cutting off? It's just
Your shoulder, his shoulder.
Oh, it's
My
That
shoulders
one?
are involved.
But I don't want to touch it. This is Jonathan.
yeah.
Touch
Just
it.
let Jonathan know it's slightly off and getting our main man. We want to make sure Kent is fully in there.
Well, anyhow, but Jonathan's got a shoulder drag.
There we go.
Poor
Sometimes-
Jonathan has a shoulder drag.
Are you saying the one that's on right now?
Yeah.
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 That's this one, right?
Oh, so that's that one. Okay.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Red rubber ball. We're ready to go.
See, I think you should start it while they're like warming up.
Whoa,
That'd be-
whoa.
Some people do that. Some shows do that. They
Yeah.
start it while they're
Tomato.
Kent.
Did you see
Lydia.
Michelle and I's bloopers on Facebook?
Uh-uh.
Oh,
Gotta watch them. We tried making a video for today for West Houston Wednesday, our little thing.
Yeah.
And oh my god, it took us like 6 takes. You gotta watch
That
it.
funny.
Yeah, so I made a video of all the bloopers.
we don't have
That's a
time for
good
6 takes. We
No,
must
Ken
go live.
has to do it in
We
one.
have to go in 1 take. That's 5.
Because he's already on Facebook Live. Looks like we have 1 visitor. How you doing over there in Facebook land? Appreciate you listening. We have Kent from Workforce Solutions. He does a multitude of things. We should really have you on. Just to have an episode just
We'll
about
come
Kent.
back anytime. Come back. Now that I know where the studio is and how long it takes to get here, we're in good shape. We
It's
know
amazing.
exactly. Houston and its excitement.
Yes. And then we'll have Lydia. So
Lydia's here.
she's
And there's someone
wonderful.
after Lydia.
So she's like does some extreme workouts. Like those tough mudder.
I have a friend named Jim.
Yeah.
We call.
You see
I
occasionally.
am ready. if y'all
That's
are.
it.
All right.
Guys,
Let's do it, Jonathan.
Good to see you.
We're ready, buddy.
You ready? Okay.
Always a pleasure. I'll never change.
I will never change. So we're gonna go from Black to radio intro to Sherman here, and then he'll introduce
Yeah.
the show, and then it'll go
Get
back
going.
to you.
Spot on.
Cool. Awesome. We'll give you a countdown from 5, 4, 3.
Awesome. Thank you. So they run a quick 60-second commercial now on the front end of the show. No,
Don't get any company.
no, I just had to
Roll
say
it.
Could I actually get a mic test?
for you.
Well, that'd be me. There'd be a 1, 2, and a 5. I never could count. 3 and 2.
Synergy, collaboration. Sometimes people just use. I'm reading this book called Hustle,
Existential.
and they
is
just
the
use a
word.
bunch of cliches.
Existential is the dictionary's word of the year. Existential.
Plethora of peaches.
Existential. Why? Because nobody knows.
Yeah, they don't. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Guest in the West episode here, put on by Now Media, the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, and myself, Sherman with Mutual of Omaha. Excited for the lineup that we have here today. And before we start, I'm going to add in a couple different segments here to be able to shift things around. First, I want to do some new member highlights, people that have recently joined and businesses that have joined the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. So let's get right to it here. Want to thank new members, Texas CLH LTC Training, Primary Computer Services, Entree Results, the McAdams at Memorial City, Jelvin's Candy Shop, Rooms to Go, Reliant Business Products, Care Now Urgent Care, CP&Y Incorporated, Seafood Island, Beezer Homes, Air Products and Chemicals Inc. So thank you for recently joining the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. Wanted to give you a shout out here in our new member shout out area. Want to be able to then thank again our sponsors, the Now Media Studio, and letting us come here and participate. Thank you, Jonathan, our producer, who's really putting this all together and making sure that this gets out to you in a timely manner, in a very efficient way. If you're listening to us in the podcast format, just so you're aware, this also lives in the video format. And if you're watching this in the video format, then you know now that it also exists in the podcast form. So we're able to make sure that we're taking advantage of all the various digital avenues out there to allow people to hear that Houston is a great place to work, live, and play. And with that in mind, before we jump into our first guest here, hot off the presses, actually it's a couple weeks old, that's just how news travels these days, when it's like in an old format. So Houston was recognized as one of the most entrepreneurial cities out there. First, a couple of the universities here locally in Houston were recognized. University of Houston has an entrepreneurship program, and it was for the undergraduate students, was voted #1 in the country. And right down the road, Rice University in their graduate program was recognized as the #1 graduate program for entrepreneurs. And so we want to be able to make sure that you're aware that Houston, if you want to set up shop here, this is a great place to be. And with that in mind, I'm excited to have our first guest on, Kent from Workforce Solutions. Kent, I know there might be just a few people in Houston who might not know you, so why don't you introduce yourself to the audience?
Well, good morning. Thank you, Sherman. It was great. We also had a great lunch yesterday in the chamber as well. And I am Kent Hurst. Just moved back into the United States from the Netherlands. I've been here 3 years, and again, Houston has decided to make a home for me, and so it's a great place to be. Not surprising with the stats based on the work I'm doing at Workforce Solutions.
And so remind me, I know that you and I spoke a little bit. Tell me some of the great things that you do to help businesses grow and develop.
Well, I think this is what I've found in this work and this opportunity. It's a surprisingly unsung hero. It's a silent surprise. Most every business, in fact, almost every business that I speak with, has no idea the services that Workforce Solutions provides. Whether it's training their employees with soft skills, whether it goes beyond to language skills, educational or adult education skills, those services are already provided because the business that is in Houston has paid their taxes. And it's those taxes, those monies that are responding back to them and their business. And it's just a surprise. These businesses, the owners, the leaders, the directors have no idea the services are available.
So is another word for this free?
Well, that's exactly right, and it's a difficult thing to sell free sometimes. In fact, the company had a comment to me at the beginning of my stay in the sense of when you mention the words free, it sounds perhaps a bit not true. Perhaps there's a catch or a gimmick. Perhaps it sounds like there's some sort of service that's not up to par, perhaps, or that is true. So when we come to the idea of free, then you say, well, do I have credits, or how do I get to work this system into my business? And that's exactly right. So the Workforce Solutions, you've seen them around. We're in the 13 counties in the Houston Gulf Coast area, 27 offices around. So for a small business, for instance, their human resource department has just expanded 300 people.
Wow.
So for them to hire or want to hire an individual to their business, their staff is now grown exponentially at no additional charge to the business.
Right. And so the amazing thing about it is there's a multitude of people that work for Workforce Solutions.
Correct.
And so I know that you guys are broken up in the different offices
Correct.
throughout the Houston area. Obviously, we have almost 7 million people in those 13 counties.
That's right.
And so give a little bit of a sense of some of the details then. If, let's say, a business, you were to sit down with me,
Correct.
what are some of the things that you and I might talk about to be able to help me leverage your services for my business?
One of my favorite ideas, and certainly in that, is a business can have, and being a government organization in the sense that the monies come from the federal government through the Texas Workforce Commission funneled into the Houston Gulf Coast Board. Those monies are available through that direction. And because of that, the stats that the government provides are always amazing. So one of my favorite services is the labor market information. And so we are able to provide a business demographics, sales details, employment details, demographics, sales statistics for, am I paying my employees a fair wage? Are they getting a fair wage to be competitive so that I can retain them and keep them in my business? So that's just the simplest of services. And to get a free statistic, it comes in a digital format or a paper format. So if you needed a board presentation, you'd have that available, or you could again send those documents to your company or your directors. But again, that's a simple way to know, am I being a competitive business? Am I in the right genre? Is my niche hitting the right target audience? And that's a simple service.
That's wonderful, because those are sometimes those are the blind spots that a lot of businesses they run into. Is I thought I was paying a good wage when they just realized that a competitor that came into town is literally paying 10 or 20% more, and it's because you haven't looked at your compensation package since you started in business 15 years ago.
That's correct. That's correct. And again, a seasonal wage is already going up. If you're in, perhaps if you were looking for a job, let's say in October, and didn't have some success, immediately start looking now. For we know UPS, as a statistic, has already raised its wage for its seasonal workers up to as high as $30 an hour to handle this guaranteed log. You know, you just had the Cyber Monday, and you had the $2.9 billion industry. So there's a lot of people that are staying home, ordering their items online, but they're going to need to have a delivery mechanism. So those delivery services, Amazon, UPS, are already raising their wage to handle the guaranteed volume of services they're going to need to provide in the deliveries.
That's amazing, even in that segment of the marketplace.
Small point.
So when it comes to hiring staff, that's where you can actually help out. There are a multitude of people that come to you that are looking for employment, right?
That's correct. That's correct. Our Work in Texas, so it's the little plug, www.workintexas.com is the website where both businesses or job seekers and employers can have access to that site. And there's a multitude of jobs available in any criteria. So a job seeker, for instance, would put his profile on, his resume on, create the jobs that he's interested in, he or she. And an employer would do the same. And so as a business consultant, I would take your business job description, place that in our Work in Texas site, and then my recruiting staff would go immediately to work on finding a candidate for your business. The best part, or one of the great things that we are focusing on, those first 48 hours are directed specifically for veterans. So those first 48 hours are designated right to the veteran recruiters and to get a veteran a job opportunity or succeed in that staff and that job placement. And then those next hours are going to the general public. So it's a great focus. And again, a business, as an example, could earn some tax credits if they were to hire a veteran. So there is an opportunity there for both sides to win on a service that costs neither a dime, nothing.
That's wonderful. And I think you had mentioned the other day as well, is that let's say I hire a veteran and he's or she is struggling with training of a new software or device.
Correct.
Can you guys help as well on that training of that
Absolutely.
individual?
Again, Workforce Solutions office services available to the job seeker is just as paramount as to a business. I focus on the business to achieve those jobs, but certainly a job seeker can come in. They can have resume writing skill classes. They can talk about interview skills. They can have lots of training, again, on how to prepare for that big moment of a job interview. And so in fairness, there's a lot of services that individuals can reach out to as a job seeker, not only as a job creator.
That's wonderful. So not only you're playing really on both sides of that fence, you're helping the employers make sure that they can be more robust, they can be aware of what's happening in the marketplace. At the same time, you're helping employees be fully employed.
Correct, correct. There really is no desire in today's economy for someone not to have an opportunity, and there are such a multitude of opportunities for even in the Work in Texas site. Perhaps people suggest that it's a restaurant type or a hospitality type career. That is impossible and not true. We go into the medical community. We've got the largest medical community in the country.
Yeah.
We do many medical jobs. We have plenty of the engineer jobs, plenty of the other, perhaps up the ladder opportunities available for job seekers. So there is no real reason you can't find some success in the Work in Texas site.
That's amazing. So what a great way to be able to keep the talent in Texas. And that website again was?
www.workintexas.com.
All right. I was just informed that if you're in El Paso and you want to drive to Houston, it's actually closer for you to drive to San Diego, California from El Paso. That is how large our state is. It's about 10-mile difference, but still, if we were to start at the same places, that's how massive Texas is. And so I think there's a lot of people that look at different cities. If they're, let's say, in El Paso and they want to move here to Houston, they want to go to Dallas, this is a great place for them to be able to get access to people that are looking for jobs.
Correct. And the statistics are telling us that it's not just an oil and gas city any longer,
Yeah.
of course. We now have the medical community, which is blown up and is exciting. But we're also starting to see technical companies start to move into the state and certainly into Houston.
Yeah, and I know going back to that stat about the University of Houston, I know a lot of those entrepreneurs are actually partnering up with NASA and creating some of that nanotechnology, some of that innovative biomedical. I don't even know what that stuff is, but maybe we'll have someone on that can tell us. I just know that they're really cutting edge, quite entrepreneurial pursuits.
I'm sure it'll be in our hands in the future because that seems to be where everything's going to, our smartphones and those devices that
Absolutely.
are in our possession.
Well, Ken, is there anything else that you'd want to make sure that the audience is aware of when it comes to the Workforce Solutions and some of the great things that you guys are doing there?
Well, I think that, again, the desire for us, and certainly the desire from my staff and my crew and myself, is that Workforce Solutions is not just a place that you might go if you were out of a job or you were certainly in trouble. It is a good place to go. There's free access to computers, there's free access to facsimiles and free access to those printers. So if you had your resume, you could go and get it printed to then take to your job opportunity or your interview skills. Again, those skills of practicing for an interview or helping you write your resume. Those services are again. So I would hope that people, as they drive past, again, 27 locations around the 13 counties, Workforce Solutions is a great place to go, and it's certainly a friendly place. There's not anybody inside those buildings, and the staff is going to be completely helpful to the need, whether you, again, are a business and would love some of those services, or you're a job seeker and looking for some help there.
And what's the easy way for people throughout the city to be able to get in touch with someone at Workforce Solutions?
Well, again, that's for the Workforce Solutions offices. There's a www.worksolutions.com, so they can find that website again. But Work in Texas, again, would give you those opportunities on where a location near you. And again, with 27 around, from as far down as Galveston, as far up as Waller, and east and west as Sealy and Baytown, we pretty well covered the district.
All right.
Completely.
And as you know, we've covered that stat before, but as a reminder, 1 out of 4 people in Houston are not born in Houston or Texas, right? You were not. I was not. And so with all that transient, all those moves of people coming in, this is a great place to go if you're an employee. If you've moved or opened an office down here or relocated, what a great place to be able to leverage the talents and the skills of almost, did you say 300
Correct.
employees over there at the Workforce Solutions? And I know that you guys are real big at educating employers as well.
Absolutely.
On various laws when it comes to human resources, coming to
100%.
human development.
Correct, correct.
And so all that is also available on the Workforce Solutions
Yes, again,
website?
all of those services are available, and again, that's the benefit of being a business in the state of Texas. Those services are available because you've been paying those taxes, and those tax dollars are returning to assist you. And so they are returning to make sure you have the access to whatever service your business might need, whether it's, again, language skills, computer skills, soft skills. All of those programs can be available to you.
That's amazing. What a great opportunity. Now, Kent, final question. You're members of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. Why do you think you guys as an organization belong to that, and why are you guys active with the organization?
Well, I think it's as simple as the networking opportunity. Again, my big surprise was every business that I talked to simply had no idea these services were available.
Mm-hmm.
And I think every time you have an opportunity to find a business or a small business, and you'll find them in the chambers, which are a marvelous place to find the businesses either both existing or brand new to the area, they're going to find that Workforce Solutions is a friend and a partner they'd love to be having.
Wonderful. Thanks again, Kent, for coming on and sharing with us what's going on. We're going to take a quick break before we bring on Lydia to share with us what's going on over there at Action Coach. So please hear a word from our sponsor. All right. Thanks, my man. This has not been your first rodeo, I can tell.
No worries, no worries, no worries.
Okay, everybody, we'll bring on Lydia. Hope you're doing great. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you excited?
And Lydia,
Accountability
she wants to take
coach.
a picture too before the commercial ends, if we can.
Like right now?
In between the
Yeah, or in between or something.
Can you
She
do it
has
right
to
now?
leave right at 9.
Okay, let's do it.
Do we have time?
Let's do a photo. Yeah. Right, do we have time?
You have time? You got a minute?
You gonna do it over here? That would save you. Jeffrey, good morning.
What did you say?
15?
50.
50, okay.
Do it after. I just need to leave by 9:15.
Where's your phone? I'll do it on yours.
You have live going there? Oh.
That's all right.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Good luck. Thanks.
25.
Which camera do I look at whenever?
So
if
that
I-
camera right there, again, a knuckle away. So there you go. Perfect. And again, your name,
Lydia.
Lydia. Fantastic. I'm gonna make sure that I have that. Okay, 10 seconds.
All right. Keep hitting this thing. So like I keep clanking the glass. I'm trying to... Welcome back, everybody. Sherman here with Mutual Omaha. Excited to have guest Lydia, accountability coach. So Lydia, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience who just might not know you?
Awesome. Okay, so my name is Lydia Navo, and I work at Action Coach. I am an accountability coach there. I started there as a marketing coordinator, and now I am a coach, and it's fantastic. I love it.
So tell us a little bit about that journey
Sure.
for you of going from marketing specialist really to what you're doing now.
Sure, so it's actually even a longer journey. So my background's actually in architecture. I graduated with an architecture degree. I was working in architecture for many years, and then I met Doug at a networking event. And Doug Winnie is the firm owner of our Action Coach franchise. We are an international franchise. We're in about 80 countries with over 1,000 offices, and Doug Winnie is the #1 in the world typically. And so I met him at a networking event, and he was like, you know, I'm looking for a marketing person. All they need to know how to do is spell marketing. I'll teach them everything. And so I figured, you know, we were really slow in my architecture job. People were getting laid off, and I was like, I can learn from the #1 in the world in what he does. And so I just took the leap of faith, and it has been fantastic. For 3 years, I was in marketing with them, and so I just learned a lot from the inside. And then when I made the transition to be coach, it was really easy because I already knew the systems that Action Coach had to teach business owners.
Now, did you have any dreams or aspirations to be a coach yourself?
When I first started, it was in the back of my mind, but not really. Not until I saw what the current coaches were doing, right? So coming into Action Coach, I didn't even really know what it was. And so I learned a lot, and what I love about Action Coach is that they really are just helping business owners grow. They're providing jobs for family, right? So as business owners grow, they hire more, which they're providing more for the economy, and it's a fantastic company to see when a business comes to you for help, and then they're able to get out of that help and have those headaches gone away.
That's wonderful. So tell people a little about kind of what you do then in helping businesses grow.
Sure. Yeah, so the best way to describe it, it's a lot of people do find it a little hard to understand. So they think we're consultants. They think we go in, fix a problem, and leave, and that's not at all what we do. The best way to describe it is you can be the best in your industry. So you can be the best plumber, the best doctor, the best chiropractor, anything, right? So you go to school or you learn this trade for a really, really long time, and then you go start your own business. And you've never had any business education. And so what we do is we help teach marketing, sales, team, operation, and finance, and help really with the business side of the company. So it doesn't matter about the industry so much, it's about the business side, the foundation to making sure that your business runs ultimately without you as a business owner.
When I see that you guys are extremely active at educating entrepreneurs and business owners out there, can you tell a little bit about the audience about what you guys are doing there to educate people?
Sure, yeah, so we have a lot of education because, like I said, we're going to teach you how to do it so you have the knowledge to do it forever versus us going in and fixing a problem and then the next time it happens you have to call us to come fix it again. So we're all about teaching the owner how to fix the problems themselves and then holding them accountable to doing that. We provide a lot of free workshops as well. So we have one with the Chamber once a month. It's the last Wednesday of the month. And it's 2 hours of business education. We say it's 7 years of education all rolled into 2 hours. So it's a great starting point. It is free, we provide lunch, and it's just for the business owner to learn.
What a great way to give back. And so do you help conduct some of those different workshops as well?
So I did until my schedule changed. So we all take turns. So Doug does most of the workshops, but there's 6 of us in the firm right now, and we just take turns on who's available that day to do the workshop.
Oh, gotcha. So it's really a team approach at helping solve some of these solutions that are needed in various businesses.
Yeah, and what's really cool about our firm, so a lot of the Action Coach franchises are just one person. It's the coach, they're doing all their own marketing, they're doing all their own coaching. But we have 6 of us in the office, and so when a business owner comes to us looking for help, they don't get just one coach, they get 6 people who have expertise in different fields that they can rely on. So if they do need more of the marketing, they may come to me, versus if they need more of the team, they may go to Kathy. And so when you sign up with Action Coach, you get the whole team, and we work with not only just the business owner, but the whole team as well for them.
What's some of the aha things that you've noticed in working with businesses as an accountability coach?
Some of the aha things is just that business owners don't know their numbers, or they don't plan well enough. A lot of business owners are like, I just don't understand why this isn't working. And it's just because they haven't made the plan and they're not holding themselves accountable. So we always say that self-accountability just doesn't exist. So a business owner may know they need to do something and they just don't do it. So a lot of the things when business owners come to coaching is they're like, oh, I know I need to do that. And we're like, well, why haven't you done that? You know, we've known for years we need to do that. Well, why hasn't it been done? And so a lot of what coaching is re-education. Our vision at Action Coach is world abundance through business re-education. So we want to educate business owners to become so successful. They have so much money, so much time, they have nothing else to do but to give it back to the world, creating world abundance.
That's wonderful. And that's a great mission, right? To be able to get businesses to that point of really that philanthropic way to just be givers to the community. One of the unique things that I was first introduced to Action Coach is you guys have a board game. So it's not all just numbers and analytics, right? You guys know how to kind of make it a little more fun, gamify it. Talk a little bit about that, because I think it's a fun thing that you guys do in inviting people to educate them in a more untraditional format.
Yeah, and I love that you mentioned that, because we do believe business is a tool for fun. So if you're not having fun in your business, then you really do need to come see us, because our website is even business as a tool, because we believe business is a tool for fun. But yeah, so we have a board game. It's called Leverage. We're actually playing it in about 3 weeks. It's open to anybody who wants to come, network, and play. And the board game teaches you the 5 strategies to grow the 5 ways to grow your profits by up to 61%. So it's a really cool board game to understand your numbers. And the first time that I sat down to play, I was like, okay, the first 30 minutes I was like, why am I here? This is awful. It's a lot of math. I'm like, what is going on? It was so confusing. But then by the end of the 2 hours, when we were wrapping up, I was like, we can't end. I have to win. Like, we can't end. It needs to keep going. So it's a lot of fun, and you just learn a lot from the board game.
So now we know that Lid is super competitive. So be careful if you're going in 3 weeks to go play Leverage. You might want to sit at a different table, or you will lose.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you guys are excited about, what's going on there at Action Coach, outside of what you've already told us.
Yeah, we're growing really fast, which is fun for us because then that means that, Houston is growing really fast. So the more business owners we can help is just fantastic. Like I said, we have a lot going on in the month of December. We have Leverage Night, which is the board game. We have our workshops coming up. Every day is fun for us. We get to interact with new business owners and learn new trades, and it's fun for us.
And that's what's important to understand is that there's no cycle, right? Because in business, it's always going on. So it doesn't matter whether it's December or January or July. You guys are constantly giving value to business owners and helping them succeed.
Sure. Yeah, and a lot of people, especially business owners or just professionals, think that December is that month where nobody's really doing anything. So why should I go make my sales calls? Why should I go get involved? But December is really a crucial time to do that because we want to make sure you're prepared to start the year right. Versus a lot of people who say, I'm going to take December off and start fresh in January. Really, December should be that prep time. So if you don't already know what your goals are for January or for 2020, the whole year, if you don't know what your goals are for the year, if you don't know how to achieve those goals, really now is the time to get those in place.
Great advice from accountability coach Lydia there. And then how can people learn about all these different wonderful events that you guys are doing and kind of giving people a sense of how they can test drive a little bit of your services?
Sure, yeah. So like I said, the workshop, the 2-hour workshop, the business education workshop is definitely the best starting place. You're going to get our 6-step recipe on how to grow a successful business. All in 2 hours. And so you can go to the Houston West website and look at the calendar. It's going to be the last Wednesday of the month, of every month, which is cool. And then, except for it's the third Wednesday this month because of Christmas, obviously.
Okay.
But you can go to businessasatool.com as well and learn some of the events and look at some of the programs there. And then we also have our Facebook page, so Action Coach HTX as well.
Okay, Action Coach HTX. Check them out. Last final question, Lydia, is why are you guys members of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, so very similar to Kent, right? Kent? Yeah. Very similar to Kent's answer. It's a lot about just networking, getting out in the community, meeting people. I mean, we're all in the chamber to make relationships, but also to do business with each other, right? So the more we do business with each other, the more we can help each other, and that's why we're part of the chamber.
And you guys are great partners to the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, and obviously opening it to the audience, really that workshop. That's just a lot of information, a lot of great skills. Someone can obviously use those 6 steps and be successful. At the same time, they can leverage you and get even more successful, quicker.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Now, hopefully, for those of you that aren't watching this in video, Lydia, how can they get in touch with you? Email address, phone number, what's a way that they can get in touch with you if they listen to you via the podcast?
Yeah, so you can call our office at 713-936-3814 and just ask for me. Or you can also email me at Lydia Navo, LYDIANAVO @actioncoach.com.
All right, well, thanks again for coming and sharing your story with us. Super excited to have her on the show, everybody. So definitely go out and check out all the great things that they're doing to help out employers. And again, this is kind of going with the theme of today. We have entrepreneurs here in Houston. We're having some great success with workforce development, workforce solutions now, excuse me. And then of course, Action Coach can help you not only thrive, but really just dominate, in my opinion, in your various spheres. So we're gonna quickly take a break here, and then we'll bring on our next guest, Jeffrey. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I love it.
I hope that was good for you.
Yes, it was.
That was awesome. You did great.
She does do great.
Has a
You're
great
a
presence.
natural.
She is.
All right, Jeffrey, let's do this, buddy.
Hey, how are you?
So you're gonna want to talk loud
Jeffrey doesn't have a problem.
That would really not be a problem for me being loud.
This
You
is
might have
your-
to turn the volume down on your end.
This is your camera.
Okay. Hi, how are you? I'm Jeffrey.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Jonathan, nice to meet you. Oh, hey. That's exciting.
Jeffrey, got him on the mic.
Oh, dear.
Oh, here we
You might
go.
What's gonna come out?
Nobody
I gotta
knows.
sit up straight. My darn posture is always so bad. I gotta
Yes,
like,
this
and the
is-
camera picks up everything.
It does.
Can you make sure I'm angled down this way? So
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
So keep a fist away from the mic.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
like this, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
okay.
like
It's right in my face. All right.
And then back.
exactly. That's how it should.
After we're done, I'll do a quick member spotlight.
Okay.
Yeah, 15 seconds.
And then I'll just kind of have a closing. And then we'll,
Okay. Sounds good.
but it's all about Jeffrey. Your
Yeah.
favorite subjects.
Not necessarily.
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day, right?
Welcome back, everybody. Sherman here with Mutual Omaha, Guest in the West show, episode number 4. Closing it out here, we have Jeffrey. Now, Jeffrey's involved with a few things, or a couple things, at least I know dominantly wise. I want you to be able to share with the audience, number one, introduce yourself.
Sure.
Tell them what's going on.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jeffrey Reichhale. I am the president and CEO of 2 companies, Jelvin's Candy Shop, which is a a retail charity candy store. The majority of our profits will go to hyperlocal charities in the greater Houston region. And I'm also a sales and marketing consultant with a hotel client as well as a development and construction client with multiple senior living, multifamily, and retail plaza projects, in the greater Houston and College Station area.
And so what are you excited to talk to us about today?
Today, I'm excited to talk to you about Jelvin's Candy Shop. This is my new baby. This is kind of my dream coming true. The sales marketing consulting thing is great, but this is me realizing I'm lucky enough to have what I have.
Yes.
Looking not only for supplemental income for my family, but also to do good in the world. So we created this candy shop called Jelvin's Candy Shop, and the whole point is that the majority of our profits are going to go to charities.
Wonderful.
Year 1, it'll be about 60%, year 2, 70%, and then by year 3, it'll be 80% of our profits will go to hyperlocal charities. I have the website being worked on right now, but we have a Facebook and an Instagram page, and we are starting to sell limited gift boxes as well. As part of the GoFundMe, so we have a GoFundMe link out there. So I'm trying to do some crowdfunding to get the money so I don't have to borrow the money to get this going, because if I borrow money, then I'm busy paying back the person or the company that loaned it to me versus giving the profits to charity. In other words, it reduces the amount of money that I can give to charities.
Yeah.
So my GoFundMe link is out there for Jelvin's Candy Shop. All we need is 11,500 people to donate $5 to meet our goal of $115.
That's it, just $5, everybody.
Just
So
$5,
everybody that's
everybody.
listening, all 11,500 of you, donate $5, please.
Yeah.
Now tell people that are listening on this podcast, Jelvin's. Spell that for them.
Sure, Jelvin's, Jelvins. The name came about, it's a combination of mine and my husband's name.
Okay.
It was pretty much it. I had names running through my head, a million of them, as we all do when we're creating a business. And for many years, a lot of our friends kind of, you know how you have Brangelina and Shamey from Big Bang,
Yes.
people combine those star names. Well, people gave us a combo name of Jelvin's. So we thought it was appropriate, since everybody knows us as that, and we're gonna be running the business together, to name it that. It's a fun name, it's a different name, and I'm most excited about our logo because my niece wanted us to have a unicorn.
Oh, wow,
Whatever
okay.
my niece wants, I do. So the unicorn is a part of our logo, and we have love and peace is kind of our motto, if
Yeah.
you will. Our whole mission is to bring a product, which is candy, that everybody in the world loves, to people have to buy gifts for their clients, for friends, for family, small gifts. We're not those big box expensive gifts. We're trying to remain affordable for everybody. And so it's a great gift idea. If you're gonna buy something for somebody, whether it's candy or something like that, or chocolates, why not buy it from a store that's going to give the majority of the profits back to the community that you all live in?
Yeah, what a great way to be able to
Yeah.
give back. So the candy, right? So I know that obviously you're very entrepreneurial minded, and so I'm sure there's a multitude of different things that you could have decided to maybe, let's say, sell in this. Why candy?
So when I was a youngin', as I like to say, in high school, I worked in a candy shop. And
Okay.
I love candy. Not that there's many people who don't like candy, but I love candy. And I always had this dream of having my own candy shop as well as my own charity. So I decided to take those two dreams and put them together, and I'm ready for this thing to take off and be super successful.
I love it. So it's the abundance of the word "and." It's
Yeah.
the charity and the candy shop.
And the candy, yeah.
So is there a favorite candy, Jeffrey, that you enjoy consuming?
As far as chocolate wise, it's always going to be peanut butter cups.
Okay.
Since I was a little kid, peanut butter cups are my thing. When it comes to quote unquote regular candies, usually like jelly beans. To be honest,
Okay.
I'm not so, and these little black licorice bites. I don't know.
Okay,
That
yes.
very quiet taste. If you don't like bitter and you don't like black licorice, it might not be for you, but it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and so as you're looking at doing some of these, have anyone said like you have to have this in the store? I want to make sure that this is a part of your lineup.
Absolutely, I've heard it a million times. Now, once we raise the money for our brick and mortar, we're only, looking for a small space, because in order to be successful and have enough money to give back to the charities, we don't want to go into a big space with a high rent or anything like that. We want to keep it minimal, and the gift boxes are super easy to assemble, and they can be done so in the store.
Yes.
Once we get, that's what we're raising the money for, is for the store and for the website and for inventory, for fixtures, that's what we're trying to raise
Yes.
the money for. But yeah, people have been constantly, are you going to have this? Are you going to have this? And for a while now, because I've been talking about this business for a while, and I finally have product to sell, though it's just limited to jelly beans, M&Ms, and gummy bear boxes right now. People have been asking me, when are you going to start selling? I want to get something for somebody.
Yeah.
So now I'm there. We have a flyer. We're selling gift boxes of jelly beans, gummy bears, and M&Ms.
Okay.
And you can find this on Facebook page, and our website's being worked on right now. A simple website. As the company grows, we'll have opportunities for people to shop online as well, but for right now, it's going to be all through an order form email to us. But that's how most small businesses
Yeah,
start.
you gotta start somewhere.
Exactly.
Well, and then this is a little bit more unique than just grabbing a bag of M&Ms, right? Because it's as you mentioned, it's more of a gift, right? So a lot better than going and grabbing it off of the shelf and saying, hey, here you go, here's a candy bar, right?
Yeah.
This is a nice way to be able to put it in a beautifully packaged box here. And so I know that on the video you can obviously see this, but those that are listening on the podcast, it's in a white box. It's got some ribbon on it, and of course it's got Jelvin's Candy Shop logo sticker on the top. So feel free to just, if you're listening to this in podcast format, you just got to come see the video. A picture speaks 1,000 words, right?
Absolutely, and you can like our Facebook account as well as our Instagram under Jelvin's Candy.
Okay.
And you can see the same thing, the order form there. You'll see I'm going to take some nice photos to show the gift boxes soon also, and it's super exciting. We have 3 different options of sizes, and it's just, I'm already actually have one order to fulfill. So since I got this set up yesterday, which is fantastic.
That's great. Now, it's a little bit of a nerve wrack here because you're going into business with your spouse, and so how do you guys divide and conquer the roles and responsibilities?
Well, I'm in charge. No,
I hope he is watching this.
Oh, he'll see it later. So my husband Kelvin, that's where the Elvins comes from.
Yeah.
He's still working as well, and I'm going to continue to work on my sales and marketing career. Once we get business really going in full swing, he will resign. He works in housekeeping as a manager, and he has shipping and receiving experience and operations experience.
Okay.
So he will run everything. Once we get this actual store up and running, the brick and mortar, he will resign from his job and then run everything operationally full time, from shipping to the in-store stuff. And I will be a part of all that too. But working with him is great. I mean, we've been together for 17 and a half years. So if we haven't killed each other by now, I don't think we're going to. No, it's really no big deal. We know how to separate. We've worked at the same hotel before. I was in one department, he was in another, and everyone was worried, how are you guys going to do that? I'm like, we're adults.
Yeah.
Pure and simple, that's all I can say. But it's fun. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to when he can be in a brick and mortar location and just doing something different.
And then he'll be doing the more logistical side, sounds like, and then you'll be more on the forefront of the marketing, the social media presence.
The sale, exactly, and the sales effort. I will be in store at times too, depending on where I am and what my other clients need as far as my sales and marketing projects, if you will. But yeah, he will be there, and it's exciting. We have this whole great idea. We're going to have a piece of art painted onto the wall inside the store once we get, again, the money's worth. Remember, $5, 11,500 people.
That's it.
That's it. But once we get it, we're going to have a feature wall, Instagrammable. Something that people maybe want to come and take a video in front of. It's going to be an art piece.
Yes.
Candy shops are about cheerfulness and happiness and sugar rushes.
Yes.
So we want this shop to be a positive place for people to go. see a cool mural on the wall, and just support a local artist. I already have the local artist that will be doing that.
Oh,
as
wonderful.
Well, so yeah.
All right, so a lot of things are in motion. So if there's 11,500 of you out there that wants to donate just $5, there's a GoFundMe page. How can people find that Jelvin's Candy Shop or that link?
Sure. So if you go onto our Facebook, we have a Facebook under Jelvin's Candy. If you like it, I'm posting regularly, so the link to the GoFundMe is there. Also on my own personal LinkedIn account, it's there, and we have it on Instagram as well. But the easiest to click on the link for the GoFundMe is through the Facebook page. And I have a website being worked on right now by a professional, a simple website that should hopefully, my goal is to have it up and live by the end of the month so people can click on the order form rather than having to kind of email or print it and email it. But we're working on some things. But again, startup.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's how it
go
is.
to Facebook page and you'll see, I posted this morning the GoFundMe link.
Oh, wonderful! So that way it's live, and you can go and you can donate, you can be involved with that. So either there's 11,500 of you, or there's one of you that has some extra money lying on the side, $105,000, $115,000.
Yeah, exactly. So we do have corporate sponsor opportunities. Just so you know, if a company came to me, hey, we love this idea. Not only are we going to purchase product from you, but we want to have co-marketing opportunities with you for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. And there's a $5,000, $10,000, and $20,000 level with that. And it could be good exposure for a corporate company who wants to show that they're helping small businesses out, that they're not just about this. And and all of these things take time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's super exciting. And even if somebody can't afford to donate the $5, $10, $20, $100, doesn't matter. If you like the posting and share it with those other people, the more it gets out there, the hopefully faster I get to that goal.
And the wonderful thing, everybody that's here in the Houston area, is that we're benefiting those that are surrounding us, helping those charities that are going to be here in our community. And so you're not just buying a bag of jelly beans.
Correct.
You're helping out our local community.
Absolutely. And the two main charities are Sarah's House, which is a homeless women's and children's shelter in Pasadena, an organization near and dear to me, and the South Houston Animal Shelter, which is another organization very dear to both my husband and I. And then we'll have monthly programs as well. So we will take from all our memberships through the chambers. I talk to a lot of people, and if they present me with a charity, I'll research it, make sure it doesn't have any issues, if you will, and is pretty much just a charity and doesn't have political agendas. I will most likely make it charity of the month. So we're going to have that program where you just take jelly beans. Any sales from jelly beans are for that charity of the month.
Oh, that's great.
So
What a wonderful way to be able to really get integrated with the community and the efforts to be able to give back.
thank you. I love the community. So that's
Yeah, no, of course you guys do. You guys do. So then, any final thoughts on Jelvin's Candy Shop?
Just please be on the lookout for this amazing brand to explode very soon. If you can support, please support. If you love candy, buy some boxes. I know you all can't see this, but this is our order form. And again, it's also posted on our website. Not on our website, on our Facebook page. And just be on the lookout for our website as well. But I'm excited. It's candy. Who doesn't love candy? And if you're looking just for small, simple gifts for your employees, for friends or family, please reach out to me. I'd appreciate it.
Wonderful. For final question, why are you a member of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce twice?
Twice, yes. I'm a member on behalf of my development client, and I'm a member on behalf of Jelvin's. The reason I believe in chambers, especially this one, is because they're so involved in the community, and they do have so many amazing programs to help businesses grow. Networking events, like Action Coaching was in here before. They out there with different members to help them grow their businesses. And I've made some amazing connections, even made some new friendships. And you get out of the chamber what you put into it. Anybody can sign up for a chamber membership and it looks good, but you're not going to see results or a return on your investment unless you're actually involved. And I've already had tenfold my return on investment between my development client and Jelvin's Candy Shop, just from the exposure and the support.
Wonderful. And as those of you that were listening at the very beginning part of the episode, we recognized new member spotlight, and Jelvin's Candy Shop was a new member this last month. So really appreciate, wanted to be able to show you just the power of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce and its membership, in that you can immediately get on this show, reach out to events at hwcoc.org, and you can get scheduled up. Final thoughts here with Houston West Chamber of Commerce. Wanted to thank them again for organizing this. Thank Jonathan here at Now Media for being our wonderful producer. Thank you for Now Media Studios and not only distributing the content, but opening up the studio studio so that way we could be here. Want to be able to do a quick member spotlight. These are members that have recently renewed their membership with the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. Those in the last month was TWR Lighting Inc., Amberjack Estates, Memorial Oaks Funeral Home and Cemetery, PVF Specialty Inc., Classic Chevrolet Sugarland, American Intercontinental University Houston, Hannibal Industries Inc., Shaner, a law firm PLLC, the HCC or the Houston Community College Northwest, West Park Communications LP, and of course, Phillips 66. And so we want to thank all of our members. Appreciate all that you do in supporting the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. Really appreciate your membership. And want to be able to just make sure that you're aware of the upcoming events that are happening today. There is the Houston West Chamber of Commerce orientation happening. So if you're a new member, you need to get involved. You want to know how you can get more involved. Great place for you to be. Tomorrow we have coffee talk, business education committee. There's a ribbon cutting for a new business that joined K. Hovanian Homes. And of course, there's a ribbon cutting this Saturday as well, Bird's Eye View. So feel free to check out their website, hwcoc.org. You can check it out in the events area in the calendar view. We'll look forward to seeing everybody. Thanks again to all of our sponsors. This is Sherman from Mutual Omaha, and we're out. All right, Jeffrey. Thanks very much.
Oh, absolutely.
Appreciate that. That's Jeffrey.
You were.
That was Instagram and
Instagram.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Jonathan?
Yes.
Lovely stuff.
Yes. Absolutely.
Got her dead. Let's go.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
Good
okay.
job.
I'll see how often.
He's a natural.
That was good.
Julie got in on this.